sophomore, transfer from VMI, 6'1", 180 out of Randolph, Massachusetts. Also at guard, Quincy Oliveri out of Atlanta, a sophomore, 6'3", 200. Carl Pierre, grad transfer from Boston and UMass, 6'4", 190. Leads the Owls at better than 15 points per game. And Chris Mullins, junior from Mansfield Timberview, 6'3", 190. Missing, did not play their last game against Incarnate Word. Back in the lineup today. And our officials, Shakiri Sitton, Roderick Dixon, and Ryan McCarty. Mean green, home gray. Green trim, letters and numbers. Rice in blue, white letters and numbers. Fiedler and Usman and Roderick Dixon get us underway. And Abu controls the tap into the backcourt. Reuben Jones will bring it up, shoot to the goal to our right. Here in the first half at the Super Pit. And Jones deals to Thomas Bell. Followed over to the left wing by Oliveri. Way up high now. Abu Usman with his first touch. Right wing, Reuben Jones. Bounce pass, return, feed down to the low block. And Abu turns and lays it in over Fiedler.
Slow moving pick and roll, but finished off nicely by a patient Abu Usman.
Rice brings it up, fumbles it away through the hands of Oliveri. Easy steal, breakaway jam. Reuben Jones, and it's 4-0.
Well, nothing scrapes off rust like a quick start, and the Mean Green out of the gates nicely here.
People feel that was peak Neil Young. Your pregame reference.
Totally agree.
On point. Carl Pierre with a quick touch over to Evie. Drives down to the baseline and his looping feet near corner. Touch pass from Pierre to Oliveri. Top of the circle now, launching from 18 and hitting is Fiedler. His first shot, and it's 4-2.
Old-fashioned player in terms of Max Fiedler, and everything can run through the post, but he also has that extended jumper. Solid player.
Keep trap. A low block of Abu Usman as Thomas Bell drives. Bumped in the paint by Oliveri. Dishes right corner now to McBride. And McBride, bounce pass through some traffic. Down to the low block again to Usman. The early focal point of the Mean Green offense. Almost tripped, takes it to the lane. Misses from 10, rebound Oliveri.
Got pushed a little bit there inside the lane and a little bit off his mark on a soft jumper inside.
Oliveri, preseason All-Conference USA. Third team All-League last year. And now Fiedler at the head of the circle. Couple of dribbles, hand back Pierre, guarded by J.J. Murray. Off to the right side now, driving Mullins, stops, bounce pass underneath. Fiedler goes up, gets Thomas Bell to land on him. And the first foul of the game.
And that's a concern with Thomas Bell, an upperclassman, an experienced guy. He can be such a fearsome wrecker of plays, but early foul trouble sometimes really negates what Thomas can do. That time he leaves his feet, comes down, and it's just a good job by freezing with Fiedler.
And Fiedler to the line, short with his first free throw. He's good at that, 70%. He's good at everything. He's the only player in the nation averaging 10 points, 9 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 1.4 blocks. And he shoots 63% from the field. And 1 of 2 from the foul line. He's got their first 3 points. They trailed by 1.
And as you mentioned, not a lot of post players in the nation lead in assists. You expect it in rebounds, but he's what they funnel through.
9.3 rebounds. That's second best in Conference USA. Head of the circle, driving. Rez McBride, cut off by Mullins. Speed up top of the circle now, and a missed dribble by Bell. Recovers it now. Crowded by Oliveri and fouled by Oliveri. Got up inside Thomas's jersey. Thomas
went from almost losing the ball to making a nice move to draw the reach of Quincy Oliveri, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Oliveri shooting down this year, bothered by a wrist ailment. Last year, 88 threes, second most in Conference USA. This year, 14, and shooting just 31%. J.J. Murray is replaced by the Mean Green scoring leader, Tyler Perry, off the bench, 13.8 points per game. He takes Bell's inbounds pass, works it near side Jones. Between the circles, Bell now far wing, Perry. Operates off on Abu Usman, pick and fade, running one-hander to lane, around and out, rebounded by Fiedler for Rice, and they race up the court, trailing 4-3, 2.5 minutes into the game.
Transition defense going to be very important against Rice. They'll try to run it out every time.
No-look pass by Fiedler, deflected off the glass by Abu, and into the front court comes Reuben Jones. And back Tyler Perry, bounce near foul line, extended now to Bell. And Bell picked up by Chris Mullins, wants to overpower him on the low block, so there he goes. Jump stop in the paint, switches to the left hand, misses, gets his own rebound, knocked out of bounds, and it will be Rice ball.
Chris Mullins wins the battle. You mentioned he's a Grand Prairie Mansfield Timberview product. MVP of the state tournament. He's got some fans in the house here today rooting on Mullins.
I would hope so. Averages nearly 11 points per game, mostly as a starter. Started today. Carl Pierre, quiet so far. Gives right side of the block to Fiedler. He wants to back down. Abu backing, turns. Can't get the right hook, so throws the left hook up, and he missed it. And Abu pulls down the rebound. Outstanding one-on-one defense by Usman.
Textbook. When you go back and watch it, he did everything right there against a very experienced post.
Forced the miss, grabbed the board. Perry up top. 4-3 start, slow scoring start for both teams. 3.5 minutes gone. Left post, turning the corner for a lay-in. Usman on pressing. Max Fiedler, and it's 6-3.
Abu has been the author of a lot of quick starts.
Sailing in with a left-hand scoop. First shot goes for Travis Evie, just like that, 6-5.
Known as a sniper, but that time very nice on the drive by Travis Evie.
Top three-point shooter, Conference USA, one of the best in the country. Dave Green up 6-5. Tyler Perry on the possession. The step back three from the far wing is short. Comes right back to him. Goes cross court, finds McBride a three. It's no good. And rebounded by Oliveri. Rice hustles, trying to get their first lead. Green back in transition defense. Evie off a high pick by Fiedler, operating far side. Low look bounce pass behind him. Fiedler again trying to get a hook over. Usman knocks it out of his hands and out of bounds. And after the timeout will be Rice ball after another solid shutdown of the low post by Abu Usman. 15:42 in the first half. 6-5 North Texas leading Rice on the Big Green Sports Network from Learfield. Six-5 Mean Green early. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification as you listen to Mean Green basketball. .42 in the first half, and out of the timeout, Rice inbounding underneath, and some new faces on the court. Terrence McBride, grad transfer from Cornell, will inbound it. 6'2" guard throws it into Elizal Poteet, also in for the first time, and he returns it to the left side where Evie drives and gets fouled along the baseline.
Travis Evie with a quick turn, taking that that move to the right, a left-right spin that got Ruben Jones in the air and a reach.
Inbounds pass to the top of the circle. Pierre throws mid-lane, turnaround hook. Poteet spins and drops it right in. The 6'9", 260 pounds, second-year freshman from Reidsville, North Carolina, gives the Owls their first lead, 7-6.
And when Poteet is in, you can bet that Rice will run through the post.
Perry picked up by McBride. They work into the far corner. Aaron Scott in for the first time. Freshman from Spring. To the foul line where McBride fires and misses. Offensive rebound, Scott back out. Perry to McBride, a three, and that's no good on the left wing. Chases down his own rebound, tries to save it off of McBride. It's out of bounds off of Mardrez McBride, not Terrence McBride. Rice ball.
Coach McCaslin talked a lot about second possessions, keeping possessions alive with defensive rebounding. We've seen that, but it seems like North Texas, when they get their second opportunity, they're tending to rush their shot a little bit. So the effort on the glass is there, but the finish on the second opportunities, not yet.
Drez McBride gets his first breather. Murray back in, Bell back in for Jemiah Simmons, who was just in for that one back and forth exchange. Rice ball now, leading 7-6, 14-50 in the first half. And Pierre out front, guarded by Jones, tries to blow past him, can't. Gets Rubin up off his feet, though, and he lands on him on the up fake. And there's foul number 3 and Rubin's second straight.
Yeah, and exactly the same tactic to get Rubin to leave his feet and be close enough in the area that when he does come down, there's going to be obvious contact. So Rubin Jones will take a seat, and McBride's little breather was short-lived.
I timed it at 18 seconds.
Yeah.
He's right back in as Cameron Sheffield checks in for the first time for Rice, and Oliveri returns. The inbounds pass to Oliveri against McBride, far wing, down low, right side. Backing down is Poteet, turns, hooks, misses over Bell, who grabs the board and kicks it out on the left sideline to Tyler Perry. It remains 7-6 Owls. Perry, far quarter court hash. Guarded by Terrence McBride. Stays in front of him. Pass right of the circle now to Murray. The near wing Bell. And Bell backing against Cameron Sheffield. Now to Perry. Drives. He gets 2 Owls up off their feet. 1 lands on him. No call. 5 on the shot clock. Amazing no call. Underneath. Wide open. Bell gets the feed. Missed the jam. Gets his own rebound. They reset the shot clock. Kicks it back outside, and Drez will reset to Perry on the right wing.
Boy, given the 2 fouls on Jones a moment ago, how could there not have been a foul called for Perry?
There were 2 separate fouls on 2 separate Rice Owls. Neither one a whistle. 5 on the shot clock as Bell fires and misses a long 3. Chased down, saved in the far corner by Murray. The extended possession back into the hands of Bell now. Jump stop in the paint, dumps it underneath, uncovered Aaron Scott for 2. That's almost like the 8-play goal line stand. The possession that went on and on and on.
And you and I watched tape this morning with the team. They showed that exact type of sequence from a year ago. So obviously these kids sink in what they're told.
First 2 for Aaron Scott, 8-7 Mean Green back in front. Oliveri working the point against Drez McBride. Up for high post pick is Poteet. Oliveri dealing into the far corner to Mullins. Backing out to the wing against Murray. 5 on the shot clock as Mullins goes baseline. Cut off by JJ and travels.
Well, that's what JJ can do to you, and that's the reason that he earned the scholarship in the first place. Murray coming off a huge game by his standards against Wichita State, but he's back to doing his staple, and that is lockdown defense.
Mean Green 4 of 13 from the field, 0 of 4 from deep. Rice only 3 of 5 from the field. Perry fires from deep and misses. One quick offensive rebound by Bell. Cross-court pass stolen by Mullins, and he gets fouled from behind by Scott trying to steal it back.
Well, the rebounding has been impressive for the Mean Green, but then again, speeding up after the reset has cost them.
And if there's rust, it's pretty evident in their 29% shooting, 4 for 14. Rice only 3 of 5 from the field, out-rebounded 8-4. They turned it over 3 times. Mean Green turned it over twice. But it's Rice ball, down 8-7. A steal at midcourt by J.J. Murray. A driver, reverse lay-in.
J.J., the quick glance over his left shoulder to make sure he was clear.
Second steal for a breakaway among the first 5 baskets for the Mean Green. Up 10-7, Poteet pivoting left and right against Thomas Bell. Double comes down from Perry, knocks it away. Loose ball into the hands of Scott, and a foul called on J.J. Murray, who had already vacated the premises. He headed down for a fast break.
He was up the left alley when the whistle came, so on the vapors of another excellent effort.
Well, that's J.J.'s first. It is the team's 5th. Rice called for 1 foul so far in the first almost 8 minutes. The inbound to Poteet. And back Oliveri driving, misses a left-hand runner. Scott controls, outlet to Drez McBride up the left sideline. Murray stops on the wing, back to the point McBride, and he'll back out, reset. The high post give and go from Bell. Back to Drez, misses a 3, rebound Poteet.
Well, seeing some rust in that 3-ball delivery as well, Dave. Getting the kind of looks that normally go down for players like Drez McBride, but no dice.
Mean Green 2 of their last 10 from the field, 5 of 16 for the game. Rice scoreless coming up on 4 straight minutes. As Poteet has it at the head of the key. Hand back for Oliveri, chased by Scott. And the alley-oop pass deflected, saved underneath by Scott to Bell as Aaron Scott tumbles out of bounds. Wow, hustle play and a read play. Second one of those we've seen from Ace Scott. Bell up top and back for Tyler Perry. Stop and go drive, cut off by Eby. Goes back to his left hand, doubled underneath, and he draws contact on Travis Eby. Only the second foul with 11:17 to go in the first half and a 10-7 Mean Green lead on the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield. To 1 on the Mean Green Sports Network here. 10-7 North Texas, 11-17 first half. And inbounding underneath is Perry with a bounce to Bell. Bell backing down. Turns with a left-hand flip in the lane. Can't get it and rebounded by Cameron Sheffield to the deck now. And about 4 sets of hands reach in and it's a held ball and Rice has the arrow.
Abu Usman being scraped back up. Last time we saw him in there, a couple of impressive stops of Max Fieldler, and then was able to get some time on the bench. Defensively, Mean Green picking up where they left off. Rice has been held to just 2 points since the under-16 media day.
Yeah, 3 turnovers for Rice the last 4.5 minutes. That's their scoreless drought. They've only gotten 7 shots off, 10 fewer than the Mean Green. They've made 3, Mean Green only 5. Driving, double clutching, scoring underneath Carl Pierre, who just checked back in and makes it 10-9 North Texas.
Silky move, he drew everyone's attention, and Pierre scores amidst 4 Mean Green defenders.
Tyler Perry changing things for the point. Near side to McBride, back to the point, and Perry. Pass comes to Bell, elbowing in, right side of the paint, back straight on for a Perry 3, and it goes at last a 3. The Mean Green had missed their first 6 over the first 9.5 minutes of this first half. Tyler's first points, and a quick answer on the other end for Rice by Terrence McBride, and it's 13-11.
Playmaker, normally known as a driver, but McBride just pulls up along that right baseline and knocks it down. Multiple McBrides to keep up with here, Dave.
And Tyler Perry, guarded by one of them. Bounce pass underneath. Usman against Fiedler. Backing. Left-hand hook. Short of the mark. Offensive rebound from nowhere comes J.J. Murray, and he kicks it back outside to Perry.
7th carom on the offensive glass in the early going for the Mean Green.
Shots start to fall. This will not be a close game for long. Shot clock down to 5. Perry fires and hits another 3 back-to-back. This one from the right wing, and just like that, it's 16-11.
Ultimate rhythm shooter, and Tyler Perry has now canned back-to-back triples. Watch out, 48% from downtown.
McBride in the switch, picked up by Usman, fires up an air ball from the far corner, and it's out of bounds. Touched last by Pierre, Mean Green ball.
good box out by Mardrez McBride to make sure nobody was going to get a hand on that ball, and turns it back over to the Mean Green. I'm with you. If North Texas starts finding their shot, the defense is exactly where you want it to be. They've just got to find the zone that Tyler Perry is right in.
They forced 5 turnovers. That is Rice's bugaboo. They are the worst team in Conference USA in turnover margin. Bounce pass underneath. Perry to Aaron Scott for a lay-in. Scott just checking in for Thomas Bell. He's got 4 off the bench. 18-11 Mean Green.
Pretty dime that time.
Oliveri tries to answer, and he misses on the left baseline. Rebound pulled down by Perry.
He's doing everything. Threes, dishing, rebounding.
Dishes to Scott. Into the lane, Usman back to Scott, reverse and blocked from behind, and the loose ball picked up by Evie. Here come the Owls. 8:40 of the first half, down 18-11. Bounce pass underneath, Fiedler falling out of bounds, saves to McBride. Now Evie, far quarter court. Can't get past Scott into the far corner. McBride off to the wing. Fiedler, not many touches for him. He'll fire an 18-footer blocked by Abu, comes down in the hands underneath of J.J. Murray.
Abu's winning that matchup no matter where it is, high lane or low lane.
Fiedler, 3 early points, that's it. Scott at the head of the circle to McBride. Back to the point now, and it's Tyler Perry measuring Terrence McBride. Wheels it back for a Terrence McBride, a 3, or Drez McBride 3, and he knocks it down. Drez with his 20th 3 of the year. Scott Perry with his first time out. 8:01 to go in the first half, and the Mean Green have opened it up to 10. 21-11, timeout of the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield. Taking charge over the last minute, 36 with an 8-0 run. They are 3 of 9 from 3, with all 3 hitting consecutively. 2 by Tyler Perry, 1 by Mardrez McBride. Meanwhile, Rice Hank has yet to attempt a 3-point shot. This for one of the top 7 3-point shooting teams for both volume and accuracy in the country. That is amazing. We're under 8 minutes remaining. Nothing even attempted from deep for them.
No, 426 games, at least 1 made 3 for Rice.
Mullins into the game, into the paint, misses a one-hander, and an offensive foul called on Rice. Cameron Sheffield crashing in, trying for the offensive rebound, his first.
In fact, the last time Rice was held without a made 3 was March 5th of 2008 against East Carolina. 3-point shot's been in since the 86-87 season, and they've been a team that's relied on it heavily.
Reuben Jones turning to light up, plays J.J. Murray. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half, 21-11 Mean Green. Down the baseline, Perry, an open 3 in the corner. It rattles in and out. Offensive rebound, Bell. Bell fouled as he launches to go up for a follow jam. Chris Mullins reached in.
8th offensive rebound out of a total of 15 collected by the Mean Green. So getting after the offensive glass has not been a problem.
Fouls now 5-4. 4th Owl foul. Inbounds to Perry. Double briefly. Coming back out to the left wing. And goes past an Usman pick. Give comes to Dres McBride right of the circle. Down to the wing. Jones catch and shoot three on the way and no good. Rebounded by Mullins. And still 21-11. So a Rice team that averages 81 points per game is 70 points low on that. We have 7 minutes to go in the first half. High post, Fiedler. Pump low. Hand back instead to Evie. Driving one-hander in the paint. No good, but contact called. I think on the shot, not on the rebound. And the foul, Thomas Bell's second.
When you talk about North Texas and the demanding non-conference schedule, 7 of 10 opponents held to season scoring lows. That includes now number 6 ranked Kansas. That 71 they put up is the lowest amount for that team. So North Texas defense, real and respected.
5-game winning streak. Opponents are averaging under 51 points per game. Rice has got to get sizzling hot to even threaten that. Evie at the line, 81%, and he hits the first. Evie, last meeting, held to just 9 points. Comes in today averaging 15.1, 10th in Conference USA. That's just his 3rd point. He is 1 for 1 from the field. He had an early 2-pointer. That has been it. One of the top 3-point shooters in the country. Both free throws are good for Evie.
Yeah, and he's a guy with a streak. He's made at least 1 3 in 31 in a row, but again, nobody taking him yet for the Rice.
Noah Hutchins in off their bench for the first time. Aaron Scott in for Thomas Bell, sitting maybe for the rest of the half with 2 fouls. Usman on the near wing, a hand back for Perry. Perry cut off on the baseline by Evie. Sends it back out on the wing to Dres McBride. Shot clock at 10, back to Perry. Perry against Hutchins. Behind an Abu Usman pick. Drives, pulls up, drives again. 4-3. Floater in the lane, won't go, and rebounded underneath. Saved by Scott. Out to the wing for Perry. Thought about a catch and shoot 3. Bounce pass low instead. Usman backing against Fiedler. Turns, right hand hook. Will not rattle in. Fiedler controls.
Well, that would have been big. It would have been a backbreaker in many ways, but the Owls survive it.
Evie cut off from the paint. We had 6 minutes remaining in the half. High post out of Fiedler. Fiedler looking low, nothing there. Nowhere to throw it. Finally a hand back. Evie trying to look like he's fouled on a 3. Throws up an air ball. He was not fouled. And a whistle. And a flop warning called on Evie. Well done, Roderick Dixon.
If ever a flop warning was called for, Evie should know it too. He was really trying to sell a 3-ball foul there, and nobody was buying.
Well, you can't even do that in the NBA anymore. They're finally taking the fake foul on a missed shot out of the NBA rule book, and now Travis Evie sees it taken out of his personal playbook. 5:40 and counting in the half, 21-13. Mean Green. Scott with it, left side up high. Usman, a hand back to Reuben Jones, and they double Jones. Backing off now, it's Perry on Jones, who gives to Tyler Perry. 8 on the shot clock. Usman with the pick. Tyler to the paint. Jump stop down to the baseline. 3 to shoot for J.J. Murray. One-hander off the glass. Beat the shot clock buzzer. Won't go. Tied rebound between Usman and Fiedler, and North Texas has the possession arrow.
Abu Usman, who has shed over 30 pounds, is showing some cat-like quickness against Fiedler. A lot of that credit goes to Andrew Wright, strength coach, who is not with us today. Hope to get him back soon.
Reuben Jones to inbound underneath. Yes, absolutely. Best wishes to Coach Andrew. Reuben guarded by Pierre. Flips it into the corner to Usman. Back to Reuben. Into the corner now. Perry, catch and shoot 3. Misses everything long. Right into the hands of Cameron Sheffield.
Almost tell that he eyed that one up way too strong from the left corner.
Noah Hutchins, 6'1 freshman out of IMG Academy in Florida, originally from Buffalo. To Pierre, misses a running one-hander on the baseline. Rebound knocked out of bounds at Lou Rice ball.
Perry at 5'11", trying to tear it away from Fiedler at 6'11". Last one to have his hands on the ball. Okay, Bell's coming back, Dave, and with 4:58 left in the half, he's got to play within himself. 2 fouls already.
In for Usman. And we see Riley Abercrombie for the first time off the Rice bench. 6'10", three-point specialist, takes the inbounds pass and hands it right back to Hutchins. One dribble, fires and hits from the foul line.
Pretty nice baseline out of bounds play there, trying to get some separation inside and get a good quick look at it, which Rice performed expertly.
Hutchins sat out injured last season. with a rare field goal. It's 21-15. Jump stop in the paint. 360 spin in traffic. J.J. Murray kicks it back out to McBride, who's returned. Back to J.J. Not expecting that pass. Now to McBride at the point. Shot clock under 10. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the half. Tyler Perry driving. One-hander goes this time.
Excellent screen set on the high left wing by Thomas Bell.
A 2 to go with his 2 threes. 23-15, Mean Green 4-15 and counting. In the first half, Rice only led 7-6. They had trailed by as many as 8 as Pierre misses long from the left side. Rebound pulled away by Bell. Took it from Hutchins. Front court comes Perry. Perry to the left side. J.J. Murray so open. He thought about it, shot it, hit it.
Boy, that all starts with the strength of Thomas Bell to rip away the carom and start the Mean Green back down the floor. And then Murray, yes, he was a little indecisive, but in the end, he knocked it down.
Another timeout call by Scott Pera. 3:54 remaining in the half. It's the big lead of the day, 26-15. North Texas timeout of the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield. Put in perspective what it means for Rice to be 0 for 2 for the game on threes. They are 6th nationally in threes per game, 11.4 made threes per game. They're 7th nationally, hitting 41% from beyond the arc. That has completely been taken away from them in this first half. Misses by Evie and Pierre, and that's been it. Out of the timeout, they bring it up, work it up high to Abercrombie. Now to Oliveri. Into the paint, whips it back out for a corner three, and Abercrombie misses short, rebounded by Jemiah Simmons, who's in for the second time. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
And now it may be mental as much as the defense.
Mean Green missed their first 6, got hot, 4 of 13 overall. As Tyler Perry sizes things up behind a Simmons high post pick. Trying to spin into the paint against Noah Hutchins. Stops elbow the lane. Baseball pass up to the point. McBride, 5 on the shot clock as he stops. Deals to Scott. He'll fire a 3 in the left corner. No good. Jemiah Simmons crashes the board for the offensive glass. And goes with an angle pass for a Tyler Perry 3. He rattles it in. 3rd tray of the day for Tyler.
On the heels of the 11th offensive rebound of this first half, it's by committee, Dave. If you're in the lineup, you're going to go after it, and Jemiah Simmons proves that with minimal minutes but productive activity.
8-0 run, over a minute 35 to go, up 29-15 under the 3-minute mark. Murray steals the inbounds pass. From the deck, he feeds Perry. Bounce underneath McBride. Prez with a lay-in, and he gets fouled.
What a sequence predicated by the toughest team wins the game. J.J. Murray just showed everything that Grant McCasland preaches on a daily basis. Be ready to make plays defensively. What a superlative play that was.
Red, the Owls came up, got a diving steal and a pass almost in one motion. And as Perry was hitting the three, McBride was being fouled. It'll be Drez shooting for the 4-point play, and he missed the free throw. Rebound, Simmons, though, and he'll kick it back out. And Perry will launch another three and rattle it in. How about that? A 6-point play.
Scott Perry's got to be furious at what's happening on the glass because it's giving North Texas every bit of momentum.
Pierre jump stop low, draws a whistle, and the foul on Simmons.
I mean, 12 offensive boards compared to 10 defensive rebounds. This team listens to the scouting report, Dave.
The run is now 13 unanswered points over the last 2 minutes. I think the rust was a factor on shooting early, but the flip side of that rust is pent-up energy and finally getting to play for the first time in 2 weeks.
Boy, I don't think these coaches and the administration didn't try to fill in some gaps. We were a part of a lot of what-ifs in terms of games, but just because of the pandemic, couldn't get anything else scheduled.
Rice now in the 1-and-1. Pierre to the line, and he misses the front end. Rebounded by Scott. It's that kind of day for Rice. Pierre, an 83% free throw shooter. 34-15, 13 unanswered Mean Green points. And an offensive foul to turn it right back over on Aaron Scott, a moving pick up high.
Scott showing a little bit of his youthful exuberance there, getting caught up in the drift up top. His second.
Riley Abercrombie to inbound in front of his own bench. Sophomore transfer from Boise State out of Wollongong, Australia. A true stretch five. He is in there to shoot three-pointers. Not use that big long body that much offensively. Pierre with a lob underneath to Fiedler, gets a lay in.
One of the few times that Usman didn't take away the angle and Fiedler took advantage of it, but for the most part, Abu has won that matchup in the first half.
Second bucket by Max Fiedler. Under 2 minutes to go in the half, 34-17. Mean Green have doubled up. The Rice Owls, winners of their last three coming in. Last time they played, 16 days ago, December 16th, 30-point win over Incarnate Word. Scott with a dribble on the near side, 5 on the shot clock. Hand back Murray with 3, with 2 to the cutter. McBride contact in the lane with Fiedler. Almost got the one-hander to fall. Gets his own rebound and scores.
That ball is pinballing everywhere, but the Mean Green determined to grab the rebounds and make plays out of it.
Offensive rebounding now 13-2. Second chance points 13-4. Scoreboard 36-17. Minute 15, first half. Terrence McBride operates right side into the corner. Catch and shoot three, and Carl Pierre finally knocks down a three. His 35th of the year. He's second to Evie in Conference USA three-point shooting.
So the streak will continue now, 427 games with at least 1 3 made.
It took right at 19 minutes for Rice to make a three on just their 4th attempt from deep. Drez McBride comes up short from deep from the left side, rebounded by Fiedler with 48 seconds. Chris Mullins into the front court. It's 36-20. Mean Green by 16. Stop and go drive. Mullins all the way underneath to Abercrombie. Right corner, elbow the lane. Fiedler back to the corner. Mullins fires and misses a three. Rebound tipped up, controlled by Fiedler. Back out for an Abercrombie three. Air ball out of bounds. Mean Green will have it with 30.3 seconds.
Abercrombie's going to try to make a case that that ball was tipped, but the officials are having none of it. And yeah, now you're, 3/10 of a second is what separates game clock, shot clock.
And so offense for defense. Bell and his 2 fouls will replace Usman, and Reuben Jones will take over for J.J. Murray. 3/10 of a second difference between game clock and shot clock.
Yep.
As Aaron Scott will throw it in. Mean Green by 16. They trailed for a minute 56 by 7-6. They have led by as many as 19. 16 at the moment, 16 seconds. Tyler Perry dribbling in the center jump circle, down to 10 seconds, down to 9, and he goes to work. Down to 7. Crowded fouled by McBride, a foul the Owls had to give, and the Mean Green now will inbound with 5.9 seconds.
Rice's previous low at a half was 15 against Houston, a game that they lost in the end. Here, held to 20.
5.9 seconds. Bell on the sideline, inbounding to Perry with 4, with 3. Will fire an NBA three. Back rim, no good. And the Bell follow almost goes in.
Wow.
That would have been a A tip-in three-pointer. I don't think Thomas actually grabbed possession of that ball. He just tapped it toward the basket generally, and he almost banked it in at the buzzer.
Emblematic of what happened in this first half. Extra effort turned into extra efficiency for the Mean Green. Nice first half.
36-20, North Texas with a halftime lead over the Rice Owls. This is Mean Green basketball from Learfield. shooting 2. Last game, his career game, 13 points against IWC. The first free throw is long as Terrence McBride checks in for Chris Mullins.
And the two things Rice is known for, three-point shooting and free throw shooting, have just gone away today.
4 for 8 from the free throw line, now 5 for 9. Third point for Poteet. 2 of 9 from the three-point line. 40-25 North Texas. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Bell setting up Tyler Perry on the near side. Poteet switches on him. Brief double out of his hands to Murray back at the point. It's Perry with 15 to shoot. Picked up again by Poteet. Kicks it back out. Catch and shoot. A Jones 3. Back rim. No good. Bell tries to tip it to himself. He tips it to Simmons. Kicks it back out. Jones into the right corner to Murray. Murray back to Rubin. Passes up a step back 3. Edges into the paint. Back out again. Shot clock at 10 to the near side now. Perry. Side cleared. Goes against McBride. Spin move to the paint. Hooks. Can't get the roll. Rebounded by Poteet.
Boy, but another second chance possession there, and a lot of time comes off the clock.
Hard to lead by 15, shooting 33%. That's what the Mean Green are doing. Driving, scooping, scoring. Quincy Oliveri, all 5 of his points here in the second half.
Oliveri wants to shoot the basketball every time he touches it. He's finally found a little life here in the second half.
Scott Pera trying to urge some life into his team. Within 13, now 40-27. Biggest deficit, 19 at 36-17 late in the first half. We're under 15 minutes remaining. Shot clock at 10. Perry at the point off a Simmons pick. Picked up by Poteet. Deals near corner to Jones. 5 to shoot. Jones into the hands of Bell. Backs out with 2, with 1 to Jones. Straight on 3. Catch and shoot. Drained it at the buzzer.
10 toes to the rim from the top. And a quick flick of the wrist. Excellent clutch shooting by Reuben Jones.
15th three of the year for Reuben. Second bucket. He had an early 2. He makes it 43-27. Evie still at 4 points. And the near wing gives to Sheffield. Into the corner now. Evie crowded too much by J.J. Murray, and they call J.J. for the foul and the timeout with 14:18 remaining. Mean Green 43, Owls 27 on the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield.
From Thomas Bell and Abu Usman.
North Texas has many offensive rebounds in the first half as Rice had total rebounds, 14-14. Second half, 6 more offensive rebounds, and most of them on 2 sequences. Miss after miss after miss, kept alive, not always ending up in points, but has to always be getting inside the Owls' heads.
Boy, and I really like the fact that Kerry Sitton, Roderick Dixon, and Ryan McCarty are letting these guys swap paint in the lane, battle for loose balls. Not a lot of whistles on the attack on the glass.
Sheffield for Rice, inbounding to Terrence McBride. Off a high post pick by Poteet, stops the dribble, feeds Oliveri on the left wing. Goes down to the baseline, running floater, won't go. He gets his own rebound, though, into the corner for a Perry 3. That's no good, rebounded by Tyler Perry. After the miss from the corner by Carl Pierre. Perry weaves his way to the point, into the paint, back out now for Reuben Jones. And he'll wait for an Abu Usman pick and roll. Gives instead near corner McBride. Back to the point Jones. Under 13:45 in the half. Straight on three. McBride, no good. One-handed rebound. Poteet knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by Usman.
No foul, just aggressive play by Usman to keep that ball rattling around.
Some numbers in the last couple of games I have never seen before. And I've only been doing basketball for
a while,
40 years. I've never seen a 12-minute, 17-second scoreless stretch, and I've never seen an offensive rebound advantage like this as Usman rejects Poteet from behind underneath and knocks it out of bounds.
Boy, if you're going to do it from behind, it's got to be as clean as that was. Otherwise, there's invariably going to be a whistle for contact. But Abu using his wingspan and athleticism to poke that away. Yeah, that drought at Wichita State was something else. Really was.
They were 0 for 11. They did not get a single free throw attempt, so it wasn't based on the fouling. They just couldn't get a shot and couldn't get fouled. Inbounds a three, good from the corner by Oliveri, who is heating up all 8 of his points and his 2 threes here in the second half, and it's 43-30.
He can be known as a bad shot taker, but Oliveri has been the only saving grace.
Usman posting low on the left side against Poteet. Backing, turns, hook, scores.
Usman knew exactly how deep he was. Now with 8 points, let's see if Abu can put together a big second half. He's had a number of good quality starts, but not finishes.
45-30. Under 13 minutes. Oliveri cut off down low by Jones. Kicks it back up high for Pierre. Drives on Aaron Scott. And banks and scores. High difficulty factor for only the 3rd field goal for Carl Pierre, their leading scorer.
Pierre and Oliveri doing their part.
They're one of 9 active players in college basketball with 300 career three-pointers. 1 today. 45-32, Mean Green, 12-20 remaining the game. Back and forth, Scott and Drez McBride. McBride wanted to drive, scoop, and score, and count it. Foul by Oliveri. Drez will go for 3.
Excellent awareness that contact was going to come. A little stutter step up top and then an explosion by Drez. Nice move to the left hand. And of course, there's 6 lefties on this team, Dave. Drez, T-Bell, Maya, Zephyr, Reuben, and Arsh Matu, also a southpaw.
So McBride to the line as Oliveri checks out, replaced by Evie. McBride also out, Mullins in. Drez, the last 2 games, no fouls or turnovers. He misses this free throw. Scott with the offensive rebound. That is number 22. Kicks it back to the point, and McBride Murray will play catch. And now to Tyler Perry.
Yeah, Drez's discipline is really well spoken for in the game notes.
Perry has straight on 3, and it's no good. A foul on Poteet for running over Thomas Bell and chasing down the board.
That's how you take away that offensive rebound. You just run over Thomas Bell. It's the only way.
First foul on Poteet, 3rd on the team. And inbounding underneath will be Perry with 12:01 remaining. Bounces into the corner to Bell. Has a mismatch against Cameron Sheffield, so he goes to work. Backing, kicks up high. McBride, left side now to Murray. Jump stop in the paint. Maybe got away with a walk.
Yeah.
Scott Perry thought so. Out to Tyler Perry, now 5 on the shot clock. Against Mullins. Backs out, drives, pulls up. 3 on the way. Got it with 1 on the shot clock.
And I'm telling you, he does everything he can to create space, but at the end, it's that quick release on the 3 ball that stands out.
5th 3 for Tyler Perry. 49-32, 11.5 minutes remaining. Rice playing better, can't make much headway as Pierre misses a 3 and a rebound foul.
Could be over the back on J.J. Murray trying to grab that rebound.
Does McBride call for his first? 4th against the team and a timeout with 11:22 remaining in the Super Pit, with Texas leading Rice 49-32. This is Mean Green basketball from Learfield.
Let's go to the floor.
minutes a game, so it's not like it's just scant minutes. He's really disciplined throughout.
And today his shot is working for him. He's got 11 points. Inbounding Rice out of the timeout. Evie still stuck on 4 points and 1 for 2 from the field. Hounded by J.J. Murray. He's been in his jersey all day. Up to Pierre. High-low lob, and Poteet fouled in the middle of the paint by Thomas Bell, who picks up his third.
Bell's had a weird stat line today, 0 of 6 shooting, and yet 9 rebounds, 7 on the offensive glass, and 3 assists. So nothing offensively happening for T-Bell, but he's making up for it in other categories.
And we see Usman re-enter. You'd think for Bell with 3 fouls. No, it's for Aaron Scott. Bell stays in. Inbounds pass to Sheffield. Tries to draw the 4th foul on Bell, driving baseline, and he charges instead. How about Thomas Bell with 3 fouls left in the game, trusted to make a play like that, draw a charge.
And that's why he's left in there. He takes the 20th charge of this season. There were 58 charges taken a year ago. None the last 2 games coming in, so it's the first charge we've seen in 2+ games for the Mean Green.
Ryan McCarty coming over to the scorer's table and now joined by Kerry Sitton.
Foul originally was called on Olivari. I think they're trying to double check that.
Well, originally on Sheffield.
I heard Randy say you said 4, and 4 wasn't available.
Well, he held up 5 fingers, and I think that's what they're going with.
Makes
Sheffield's
sense.
second.
Got to be in there to get the foul anyway.
Yeah, and North Texas bringing it up with 11 minutes remaining, and Bell driving, and now he charges, and there is his 4th foul, drawn by Evie.
The charge giveth and the charge taketh away, and that's going to put Bell on the bench with a lot of time left. And that's a little fly in the ointment out of the way for Scott Pira for at least the next few minutes.
Yeah, and it's team foul number 6 already, with now just under 11 minutes remaining. And Terrence McBride, the grad transfer from Cornell, walking it to the front court. Bounce right side to Mullins. And Mullins driving baseline against Usman. McBride blows his whistle, confers with Dixon. They decide blocking foul on Usman. That's his 2nd. And Rice in the 1-and-1 bonus now for 10:46 of regulation.
Right, and if they can get back in their normal flow at the free throw line, they've got a chance to cash in on points with the clock stopped. And this is what Rice, you would think, would be capable of taking advantage of.
Mullins, not great at the line, 65%, 1 for 2 on his first trip. His only point today, and he misses the front end here, and it's snatched away by Usman.
Boy, getting good rebounds, holding those big arms up high. Abu Usman really showing he's grown up in this game.
Abu has it way up high, taking Poteet away from the hoop. A hand back for Reuben Jones. And Jones bounce pass right back to Abu. Shot clock 10, backing down against Poteet, and he gets bumped from behind hard enough for Roderick Dixon to blow the whistle. And the foul on Malizel Poteet, his 2nd. 5th against the Owls.
6'9", 260 freshman. It's a good size matchup. And frankly, it's more girth than when Abu's opposed by Fielder.
Murray to the bench, a breather as Tyler Perry re-enters, and he inbounds to Usman. Right back to Perry. Sends it to McBride, catch and shoot 3, and Drez is good. 2nd 3 today. Biggest scoring day in a while for Drez McBride. The lead now for the first time today is 20, 52-32.
That's the kind of splashing we saw in the postseason from Drez.
Mullins pass off the chest of Poteet to the deck, and diving for a held ball is Aaron Scott. The Mean Green have the arrow.
Aaron Scott does not mind getting down and getting dirty. Just a freshman. He's got the perfect basketball body, and he uses it so well.
Speaking of Aaron Scott's basketball body, all right, he's been listed all year as 6'7", 190. He has made it a point. He has added 10 pounds of muscle.
Well, I added 10 pounds during the holidays, Dave. That's not that hard.
He's a little different on the 6'7" frame, so he's officially 6'7", 200 now.
Good for him.
Baseline right, Usman will turn, shoot a jumper, rare for him, and it's just off the back rim from 15. Pierre pulls it down. 9:38 remaining, Rice down 20. Pull up from 10, won't go for Pierre. Poteet tries to follow and can't, and Drez McBride with the rebound. Kicks to Tyler Perry into the front court.
Don't think Abu will try the same shot, because if you want to talk about wincing in pain, that was the look on Grant McCaslin's face after that baseline shot.
Tyler Perry foul from behind as Carl Pierre grabs him. And now nose to nose discussing this call that Roderick Dixon didn't make. It was made from midcourt by Kerry Sitton. It's the first foul of the game on Carl Pierre.
I got to tell you, I don't think Kerry Sitton, had he been in the same role, would have put up with that discussion. That was aggressive counseling on the part of Carl Pierre.
So Poteet and Mullins back out. Fiedler returns along with Oliveri. Fiedler stuck on 5 points, less than half his average. As they inbound to Abu, who goes right to work on Fiedler, backs him down, hooks and scores.
I think Mac likes that one a lot better than the extended baseline J.
8 points for Abu. Lead is 22 now. Driving one-hander by Pierre, no good. By McBride, rather, no good, but a foul on Drez McBride.
So rare, but he had to do something to stop that one.
Drez with his only 2 fouls now the last 3 games. Team number 8. Terrence McBride, 2 years ago, started every game for Cornell, which as an Ivy League team, of course, did not play at all last season. The entire year shut down due to COVID. First free throw is no good.
It's a guy that when he's in there, he likes to run the team. Going to be aggressive, as we've seen on the drive. And again, the Rice Owls doing a good job picking up some quality transfers.
McBride's second free throw is also no good, rebounded by Usman.
Big day on the boards for Abu.
Under 9 minutes remaining, 54-32, still Mean Green by 22. Rice averages 81 points per game. They're at 32 with 8:45 to go. Tyler Perry jump stop in the paint. Pass is deflected, diving into the corner. Pierre tied up by Scott, and now the Owls have the arrow. Scott
is the author of several floor burns. He just will go anywhere on that floor to go after a loose ball. They'll have to mop up a bunch of that sweat before they play it in.
Riley Abercrombie, three-point specialist off the bench. Scoreless in his first half. Activity off the bench, checks in for Carl Pierre. As the Owls will walk it up. Stuck on 32 for better than 4 minutes now. This is a 9-0 North Texas run, their third run of the game of at least 8 unanswered points. Fiedler chases down a wild pass near midcourt, almost backcourt. Gets it over to Terrence McBride. Now Oliveri wants to drive on Reuben Jones, dragged his foot, got away with it, goes to Fiedler, 360 spins, misses a lefty hook in the paint, rebound Perry.
Abu has sealed off one of the better post players in the league today, consistently.
He spun right, no shot. He spun left, no shot. Back right, and he missed the shot. Still 54-32. We had 8 minutes remaining. Scott up high, deals to McBride. Another catch and shoot three. Feeling it. Drez drains another one from the left wing.
Barely tickled the twine. He is really set up well from the wing.
17 today for Drez McBride, 57-32, 12 unanswered points, and a steal by Drez. Front court 3-on-2. Scott sails in, missed it. Abu, another offensive rebound, knocked out of bounds, and it may have been off of his leg. Officials confer, and Deron McBride says, nope, Mean Green ball. After a timeout, 7:36 remaining in the Super Pit. 12-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 38 seconds. The Owls last scored 5 minutes, 5 seconds ago. They've turned it over 3 times in the meantime and trail by 25 on the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield.
24 is a huge number. I don't remember it. And it's two guys really doing most of it. Thomas Bell with 7, Abu Usman with 5.
And Tyler Perry underneath, inbounding to Aaron Scott on the left wing. Hands it right back to Tyler, guarded by McBride. Bounce pass down to the baseline now. Usman again posting on Fiedler. Backing, turning, and got blocked from behind. Goes after his own loose ball, and he trips up Travis Evie, who rolling around, maybe shake it up. Help to his feet, and appears to be okay.
That's a big tree falling on a smaller tree in the forest. And Abu reaching all the way out. Just got a little too aggressive. He was trying to snag what would have been his 6th offensive rebound.
Instead, he comes up with his 3rd foul, team's 9th. And Evie to the line where he is 2 for 2. He's 81% for the year. After transferring from VMI last year, Conference USA Newcomer of the Year, and he hits the first. 13.7 points per game, 2nd leading scorer. 2nd in the conference last year in 3-pointers and percentage. Averaged 2.9 made threes per game and hit 40%.
So Evie transferred in from Virginia Military Institute and then got his buddy Carl Pierre to transfer from UMass. Both of them played high school ball in Boston together.
And for the most part, it's worked out well for Scott Pierre. Not necessarily tonight. Both free throws good. And it's 57-34 with 7:15 remaining. Rice is low. The season, 46 points in the loss at Houston. They got a ways to go to get anywhere near that. Driving down the throw to the lane, hanging in the air off the high angle of the glass and straight down. Reuben Jones, 59-34.
What a recovery from almost turnover to splendid finish.
Evie driving just as hard, loses his footing, kicks it back outside. McBride driving, rejected by Bell, gets it back. No good, tip, no good. Fiedler comes into the hands of Drez McBride.
I mean, it is every man to the windows today for North Texas. Rebound by committee, impressive.
Second chance points, 19-7. Mean Green with 6.5 minutes to go. Left side cleared, Perry to operate against Oliveri, waiting for a Bell pick. Backs out, fires the 3, no good. Rebounded by Fiedler, stolen away by Scott. Back outside, he'll kick to Perry and they'll reset.
Fiedler's got to be embarrassed by that. The freshman just snuck in the back door, kept the possession alive.
Now to Jones, right quarter court, off the Thomas Bell pick and fade. Pass to Thomas, 7 to shoot. Into the lane, and his shot blocked by Abercrombie. That's a rarity, and it comes down to Terrence McBride. A moment will tell you how rare a block by Abercrombie is. Evie backs out on the left side, sends near wing now, McBride. Terrence guarded by Drez McBride. There's the matchup. Kicks into the left wing to Abercrombie. We're under 6 minutes remaining. Lob down low. Fiedler knocked away from behind by Perry. Goes to Oliveri. Fires and misses. Baseline rebound. Reuben Jones.
How rare is it?
Riley Abercrombie in 11 games and 97 minutes had 1 block coming into today. It's worse than that. Driving and missing, but getting fouled as Bell fouled by Abercrombie.
Bell has yet to connect from the floor in this game. He's done a lot of things away from scoring that have been outstanding, but tough day shooting.
0 for 7 for Thomas. Riley Abercrombie in 15 starts last year. Boise State, 7.5 points, 3.8 rebounds, 4 block shots. That wasn't his average, that was his total. As the first free throw no good by Bell. 4 blocks in 668 minutes last year for 6'10". Riley Abercrombie just got his second block in game 12 this year, and he checks out along with Fiedler, Evie, and McBride as the second free throw good for Thomas, his first point. 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and now 1 point. Tyler Perry to the bench for the Mean Green. J.J. Murray back in. 5.5 minutes remaining, and Noah Hutchins, who played the end of the first half, in and bumped along his trip into the front court by J.J. Murray. Perry sitting with a rare touch foul called in this game. 3rd foul on Murray. And now the double bonus the rest of the way for the Owls.
Owls have not really taken advantage of the free throw opportunities in this game.
Noah Hutchins about to shoot just his second of the season, and he is now 0 for 2 for the season. Injured last year, didn't play, out of IMG Academy, Bradenton, Florida. Had to be a Popular move for a Buffalo, New York kid. The second free throw good, his third point. 60-35. Rice without a field goal, Hank, now 7.5 minutes. It's almost Wichita State level futility as Reuben Jones drives, switches, reverses, scores, counted and one.
Stylish wraparound that draws the contact at the end, and Reuben Jones, sophomore out of Houston Yates, putting together one of his best offensive nights, comes in averaging 9 points per game and sitting there now.
Foul was Chris Mullins' third, and now both benches going to empty. Simmons in for Thomas Bell, probably done for the night, you would think. We see Rasheed Brown, the junior from Philadelphia, transfer from A&M Corpus Christi. Rez, Usman, Bell, and Perry all taking a seat. So Reuben Jones on the foul line. And the free throw is no good. Rebounded by Cameron Sheffield.
Now you want to see these reserves play with the same defensive tenacity as the frontline guys who are finally getting a rest.
Mullins throws it away, misreading a cut by Cameron Sheffield.
Unforced error, and that may be where just frustration's finally caught up with the Rice Owls on what has been a rough day here in Denton.
It's only the 10th Rice turnover. They average 15 per game. They're last in the conference, minus 4.5 turnovers. Average margin. As Reuben Jones goes to Simmons underneath to Scott, back to Simmons, back out to the corner and into the hands of Jones, who misses a three and a rebound foul.
And excellent handwork by the bigs for North Texas to keep that around the horn going.
Third foul on Sheffield. And next Owl foul, both teams will be in the double bonus. We will see Bryce Zephyr into the game now, a sophomore from Carson, California, transfer from Chipola Junior College, replacing J.J. Murray with 4:45 remaining.
Those that are watching on the YouTube offer, Bryce Zephyr, 6'4", 200, looks pretty solid. He was shorter than his 14-year-old sister in high school.
Front end no good by Scott, and out of bounds to the Owls. Or is it? No, it's going to stay on this end. And it'll be Aaron Scott inbounding the far left corner.
So I want to see Zephyr get something done here so we can talk about that growth spurt a little bit more. From 5'5" to 6'4" in a quick amount of time.
That's Dennis Rodman-like. Inbound Scott to Reuben Jones, far quarter court. Off a Simmons pick, cross-court feed to Zephyr. Zephyr guarded by Mullins to the paint, back out now for Brown. Brown guarded by Jaden Giron in for the first time today. Shot clock at 5. Reuben Jones, one-on-one against Hutchins, all the way through the paint. Left-hand runner with one on the shot clock. Reuben just too good, 64-35.
Like a hot knife through butter, Reuben Jones right in the middle of the lane.
Rice, no field goals the last 8.5 minutes. We have 4 minutes remaining as Mullins stops mid-lane, ducks underneath Jones and gets fouled and will shoot 2. Jemiah Simmons could have been called. It's Reuben's third instead.
Well, if you're going to take it into the teeth of the Mean Green defense, at this point in a runaway game, you know that you're going to get clobbered. The only thing you can pull out of it is maybe some cosmetic points at the line.
Mullins, first shot is good. His first career double-double earlier this season, 11 points, 10 assists at New Orleans.
He also had a 6-block game against Houston Baptist. 6 blocks in a game is way up there.
And Jemiah Simmons replaced by Hamir Wright. We see him for the first time in a while. He's missed the last 3 games. One more free throw for Chris Mullins. And that one barely gets the front iron. Lane violation called on Rasheed Brown, and Mullins will get one more free throw.
Oldest player on the Mean Green roster, Rasheed Brown, at 24 years of age. But he made the infraction there, jumping in too early.
His first action since December 4th against LSU Shreveport. He had his season-high 5 points, did Rasheed. So another chance for Mullins. Last free throw barely reached the front of the iron, and this one goes around and out and rebounded by Reuben Jones. Reuben sailing into the front court, waiting for him there. We had 4 minutes remaining as Hutchins. Amir Wright, grad transfer from the University of Washington. Here to offer a pick. Pass to Zephyr back now to Rubin, right quarter court. And the charges through the lane, deals into the near corner. A Brown three-pointer, no good, knocked out of bounds by Mullins. Clearly, and Carey Sitton didn't see it. Signals Rice ball maybe during this timeout. The other two will set him straight. 3:42 remaining, 64-36. North Texas over Rice on the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield. Pre-game show beginning at 6:45, and a week from today, Middle Tennessee scheduled here for a 5 o'clock start, 4:45 air. Very favorable early home schedule.
Yeah, and this is the first home start to conference play since 2014-15. So North Texas doing a great job here against their old travel partner, the Rice Owls. And yeah, there are some struggles going on around the league with some of the COVID numbers, but hopefully that Middle Tennessee game will happen.
3 games canceled already this week. Noah Hutchins brings it up, stops on the left wing, fires, misses. Tipped around, and Poteet pulls it down as another Mean Green foul is racked up. This one on Hamir Wright. Hamir, the grad transfer, started 80 games in 4 seasons for the Washington Huskies. Out of Albany, New York State Gatorade Player of the Year in 2017.
2 players from New York on this Mean Green team. Been a long time since you could say that.
First free throw good by Poteet, his 4th point. Elizel hits the second end as well. Limited to 5 points today. Last game, 13, his career high against Incarnate Word. Hutchins trying to bother Reuben Jones backcourt. He doesn't. And he works it down low on the right side to Zephyr. Turns and scores on a lefty hook. Middle of the lane. Bryce Zephyr, last played nearly a month ago. Into the paint, drawing a foul with 3:09 remaining. The Owls get Bryce Zephyr's first personal. And it was Mullins who'll shoot 2 more.
It's got to be a little muddy to the finish line here, Dave. With 3:09 left, what Rice is trying to do is obviously drawing a lot of whistles each trip down the floor.
Mullins missing, continues to struggle at the paint. He is 2 for 6, 1 more coming. Averages just under 11 points. He's one of 4 Owls who averaged double figures. No one up to their usual level today, and Mullins misses again, rebounded by Wright. We hit 3 minutes remaining, 66-38. Mean Green, they have held Rice without a field goal, coming up on 10 minutes now. Deja vu all over again. Zephyr, as he's falling down, goes cross court, angle pass to Brown at the near quarter court, guarded by Jerome down to the baseline. Wants to get him in the paint, sling a bounce pass underneath for Wright. Wright against Poteet, gets underneath him and gets fouled, and now Hamir will shoot 2 with 2:43 remaining.
Back-to-back trips down that began with Zephyr backing down the competition. He scored on the previous possession. This time he sends it back out to keep the clock moving, and eventually Hamir Wright at the free throw line.
He is 6 of 8 for the season. Looking for his first point and hits. It's the last 3 games. In the last 2 weeks, Mean Green have had 2 games canceled, one against Tulsa and Oklahoma City, and one scheduled against LSU Alexandria. Earlier this week, Wright hits both, and 68-38. Mean Green with the biggest lead of the game, now 30. Hutchins cross court to Zeron, launches a 3, it's no good, and rebounded by Wright. Boy, if the Mean Green can get him on the floor and utilize all that experience. What a weapon. Conference USA action. Brown misses a pull-up 3. Racing the other way, Sheffield. Bounce pass left flank, sailing in, missing, getting fouled again, Chris Mullins. And a hard landing amongst the Mean Green cheerleaders, helped to his feet by his teammate.
Yeah, you like the fact that the Rice teammates, even in a runaway game, still have the good sportsmanship to go clean up one of their own.
Reuben Jones called for his 4th foul. And back to the line again, Chris Mullins. 2 for 7 if you're counting. Short, 2 for 8. Almost painful to watch. Some Owls who have barely gotten on the floor at all seeing action now. Ben Moffitt, 6'8", 225, sophomore from Wichita Falls, checking in for Poteet. This is his 2nd game action of the season. As Mullins lines up his 2nd and around it out again. Rebound Wright. Mullins has shot enough free throws now. There's a pattern. He's short on the first and he misses around it out on the 2nd.
Tough homecoming for the Mansfield Timberview product.
2 minutes remaining in the near corner. Aaron Scott gives out on the wing to Jones. 10 on the shot clock. Jones driving away from a high post right pick. Gives to Scott. 1 dribble. Fires, hits just left of the circle.
Love to see more of that in conference play from the freshman out of Spring. Tough to defend with all that length.
6 today. 70-38. Mean Green by 32. Almost doubling up the high-scoring Rice Owls. Previously high-scoring Rice Owls. Long 2 on the way, off the glass and short by Mullins. Rebound Scott.
Ball movement was there, but the finish not, and that's the way the day has been from downtown for the Rice Owls.
Rebounding is 54-29. Offensive rebounding is 27-9. The high water mark in the McCaslin era off the offensive glass. Zephyr misses a 3, rebounded by Scott. There's number 28. And Aaron, trying to keep it away from 3 different Owl defenders, draws contact from one of them, Noah Hutchins.
Long as Aaron Scott can stay healthy in his career, he has begun what might be one of the best rebounding careers in Mean Green history. He's young, he's just getting started, but he's got all of the assets needed to be an excellent board man.
10 rebounds today off the bench, and the first free throw good, his 7th point. He had a 10-point, 12-rebound game against LSU Shreveport. This right below that for Aaron. With 1:06 remaining, drops in both free throws.
And he had a crucial rebound to really seal the win in Orlando against Drake, a breakthrough win, if you will.
Sharon has his strip from behind by Jones, but taken back by Moffitt into the left corner, and Sheffield misfires on a 3, long by a good 4 feet. Reuben Jones pulls it down into the front court with 50 seconds, and Wright will fire and hit a 3.
With a little admiration after the release from the left wing.
He had only tried 2 before, and he knocks that one down the left baseline. Sheffield, as he is fouled, he hits a right-hand reverse with 38.4 seconds.
Nice move left to right, coming underneath, and Hamir Wright comes in there sailing, trying to stop that little bunny underneath.
Only points of the day for Sheffield, freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia, who had started 7, didn't start today. And a 72% free throw shooter. The Owls today in the line, 11 of 24. As Sheffield good to complete the 3-point play. 36 seconds, 75-41.
And they're just halfway to what they normally average in a game scoring.
It's what North Texas does. Whatever you average, knock 20, 25, 30 or more points Off that total, Zephyr has a hard luck miss on a drive. Rebound Sheffield, brings it up with 18 seconds. Mean Green will start 1-0 in Conference USA. They'll go to 5-1 here at the Super Pit. Driving left-hand runner good by Sheffield. And the Mean Green extend their winning streak to 6 in a row, best since they won 8 in a row, January of 2020. Rashid Brown holds this one as the final seconds tick off, and a 75-43 Mean Green win, ending the Rice Owls' 3-game winning streak. They start Conference USA 0-1. They drop to 7-5. The Mean Green now 8-3, and more importantly 1-0, and tied for the top. Stay with us. The Texas Health Presbyterian post-game show coming up next. This is Mean Green basketball from Lee Field.